Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel for this Wednesday morning, afternoon or evening across the world we may be at. I hope your Wednesday is treating you well, and today I've got a video about an actress called Kitty Castledine. She plays a role of Penny Branning in the local TV soap opera EastEnders. She is also a real life disabled woman. She is a wheelchair user, and the storyline she is in a pregnancy storyline, and as a disabled neurodivergent woman, I thought it was important to talk about. So I'm going to give you some background information on the actress, and then I'm going to talk about the storyline and give my thoughts towards the end as an autistic neurodivergent woman. So Kitty Castledine was born on the 22nd of August 2002. That currently makes her 23 years of age. She was born in Kingston upon Thames. She is the daughter of professional footballer Stuart Castledine and the TV presenter Lucy Alexander. She trained at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. In 2021, Kitty was in the TV programme The Break for one episode. In 2003, she was in a short film called Monotropper, and she played a character called Maggie. And in 2024, she was in a programme called Grace, where she played the character Emma Bryce for one episode. Kitty has recently talked to the Daily Mirror newspaper, and she says this, I quote, "It really is important that disability is seen on screen because there hasn't been a lot of representation, and I'm proud to be someone representing disability. She was diagnosed with transverse myelitis, which has left her paralysed from the waist down following she had a virus." So my autistic thoughts about her being a disabled woman and playing a pregnancy storyline in the TV soap opera EastEnders. I'm really proud that EastEnders is really showcasing disabled characters and real life disabled characters on screen, and showing that disabled people can be actors and actresses, and showcasing their talents and their abilities to portray disability on the mainstream media, and how their disabilities can affect them and others who have disabilities. I like the fact that Kitty is currently being given this pregnancy storyline to show the potential challenges that a disabled person can go through discovering if they're pregnant and going through the different pregnancy stages as someone with a disability. I like the fact she is a real life wheelchair user and disability and local and real life disability woman. I think it's really important to portray a real life disability aspect as someone who lives with a disability, and I know that a lot of actors portray disabled people in mainstream TV media soaps. I think it's important that she is someone that experiences disability on an everyday life to life basis. I think it's important that she is able to showcase her abilities and talents, and showcase that disability is nothing to be ashamed of, that she's actually really proud of being disabled and portraying someone to be disabled. I think on mainstream media we don't often get the chance to see a lot of disabled actors or actors who are neurodiverse or on the physical disability spectrum, so I think it's really nice for her to be in such a high profile loved programme. Also, I like the fact that EastEnders are doing it with such respect and dignity on this pregnancy storyline. They are really showing someone who is a wheelchair user and someone who's disabled what can happen with becoming pregnant, and I'm really interested to see how further the storyline goes, how each stage of the pregnancy storyline is going to develop with her, and I hope that they are actually going to be working with other fellow disabled people on this storyline and involving other cast members to help support her through the storyline. I think it's going to be really tricky and quite difficult to film a pregnancy storyline like this, because a lot of disabled people choose not to have children either out of choice, or they sadly find out they can't actually have children. But I hope that this storyline is going to open the possibility of discussion around that. I think it's going to help explain that disabled people can have children as well as their neurotypical counterparts. I think it's important to portray this in such a careful way and such a careful, dignified way, because it's something that can really be upsetting for a lot of disabled people when they find out they're experiencing pregnancy or they find that they're able to have children. And for some disabled people or neurodiverse people like myself, I have chosen not to have children. I am very maternal towards other children. I actually have nieces, nephews and cousins that I'm very maternal towards, but I've chosen not to have children just out of my own way of being comfortable. I don't feel that way about having children. It doesn't really cross my mind, but I'm glad that EastEnders has actually really opened the storyline to this, opened the possibility, the idea, and actually involved disabled people at the heart of it, and seeing how she interacts with her other colleagues, characters around her. I think it's really going to open up the dialogue and communication with regards to talking about pregnancy and lowering that stigma, because there is a lot of stigma still around pregnancy, how to say things, how not to say things. I think we need to all open up the discussion around pregnancy more, and how to talk to pregnant women, how to discuss the idea of pregnancy, and how to support them through the different stages of pregnancy. You know, how to prepare for hospital, how to pack a hospital bag, you know, how to support them when they may be mentally and physically struggling. I think this is a really fantastic way of opening up that dialogue, that communication around the table for everybody. I think it's really going to be interesting to see how she develops through this storyline. And I hope that they've worked with a lot of charities and other people to support this storyline. I really hope that EastEnders keeps this as a long-running situation. I hope that the storyline goes really well, and I look forward to seeing more episodes in the future. And yeah, please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.